Hey everyone, here's a quick update on where I'm at with the layout presently. I have the road pretty much done, although I do have some more details to add in. One thing I will be doing here in the near future is to add in these gold metal models guardrails to the roadway. This is actually, it's all aluminum or what this is, but I put some dull coat down there to make it a little bit less shiny and weathered looking, I guess. But they're pretty nice models. I'll be cutting these out and I'll be putting them around the bridge piers down here, and also along the curved edge of the road in this section here. I have the track in place now to kind of test mark where I'll be drilling holes for the wiring, which I'll be doing here shortly. And I have done a little bit of the scenery work in terms of putting in some of the dirt and so forth along the side of the road underneath the bridges and such. I also threw a little bit of static grass down and a few trees on this one little section through here, just for fun, to do a little bit of scenery work. And I'll be adding in some more scenery details here underneath the bridges as well here in the near future. So I want to get a lot of that done here. You know, it's pretty hard to get into these little areas here once the track's in place. And okay, I'm also starting to do a little bit of work on some structures. I'm going to have a whole bunch of different structures I'll be working on, but this first one, like a lot of them that I have, is a DPM kit. This is the Gripps Luggage, I think it was. But while this looks pretty much like it is out of the kit, I've actually made this in a mirror image of what it's supposed to be. This section here is supposed to be on this side, and this section here on this side. And on the back side, I did the same thing where I basically cut the wall in a couple spots and rearranged things. The loading doors were supposed to be on this side, and this section on this side, essentially. And I had to basically rearrange things so it would work better with the track. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the track set up by the loading doors. Just because it wasn't, you know, this track only goes so far, and so I needed to have the track, or have the loading doors be by the track. Now, I've also gone through and I've cut out all of the loading doors on all parts of this kit. And this paint is just because I was spray painting the inside black, because I need to have everything. I put about 3 coats in here. I might do one more. So I do plan to have this building lighted, and I do plan to put some interior details in here. And so it had to be spray painted black so the light wouldn't bleed through the walls. And but anyway, yeah. So I rearranged things. I cut out the doors. This is, you know, obviously set up to look more like a you know, mid-last century type building, and I'm trying to make it look more modern since this is supposed to be basically a modern layout. And so I'm going to basically replace these doors with more modern looking doors. I'll probably also make, instead of having a loading dock, these will be truck bays, and I'll be redoing the edges of these bays to look more modern, and I'll be using some V-groove siding to take the place of the doors and putting that behind these openings. And I'll probably leave one open on the front and one open on the back and put some interior details in there. And what I'm looking at doing, and I also from my scrap box found these 2 tanks. These were HO tanks. I cut off all the details on them and basically get them down to the tank shells themselves. And I'll have to add some piping and so forth onto here. And these will be, I'm planning on taking this, you know, Gripps Luggage manufacturing plant and making it sort of a candy or you know, bakery type plant. And so these will be storage tanks for, you know, corn syrup or whatever. And I'll probably put a couple more tanks or maybe a silo or something like that in there for grain or, you know, for flour or whatever. And so that's kind of the goal with this one here, is make it more of a food processing bakery type plant. And okay, so I have all my guardrails in place that I'll be putting in. I have the 2 sections through here, and then I have some shorter sections around the posts, the support posts for the bridge down here. I also, now what I've moved on to doing is doing some road signs. I'm not going to do all of these that I'll have in place eventually, since I'll be doing obviously a lot of work with the track and scenery, but that may damage them in the near term. But I'm going to put, again, the ones that are going to be underneath the bridges and stuff, since those will be hard to access you know, once I have everything in place with the bridges. So I'm using these Blair line traffic signs. I have 2 sets. One are the regular white ones, speed limits and that kind of thing. And then I have the yellow ones as well for warnings and so forth. And so I'm using the arrows here to put on the curves. There's also some grade, 7% gray, which is probably, you know, accurate for this hill I have here, and then the truck on the hill there indicating the grade as well. And then I also have this 13-foot 4-inch clearance sign, which I attached to my bridge here. And what's really funny about that is I actually took my scale rule and measured this, and it's actually a 13.5-foot clearance. So it's really accurate for this bridge to have that sign there. Now, so what I've done basically is taken these signs and cut them out with my X-Acto knife, and I've attached them to short sections of piano wire, which I have sitting here, and they're all super glued on there in this drawing at this point. And if I can zoom in, there's my 35-mile-per-hour speed limit sign, but not able to quite. There we go. And I have a couple other ones there as well. And once all this glue is dry, I'll hit the back of these with a quick shot of silver spray paint, and that will take care of the back of the signs so they look a little bit more realistic, from the back side. But they give you little strips of wood with the kit, but that's not going to be very sturdy, and so this piano wire is virtually indestructible. So that's what I'm going with for the posts for all these signs. Okay, so I have my speed limit signs now installed, as well as some of the other road signage. Go along here and have a 35-mile-an-hour sign there. I have the arrows showing the curved road there, and then the same thing coming downhill, as well as another 35 there, and then coming back. Then we got another 40-mile-per-hour speed limit there on the bottom side. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll have another update as I make some progress on getting the track work and wiring done. Thanks a lot. Bye.